6 photographers, 6 years, 1 gallery. Explore photography in a new light. What did these photographers really see? Find out more on Tribe.
Before there were computers or digital images, back in 1973, the writer and theorist Susan Sontag wrote her treatise on photography with the lines, "Collecting photography is collecting the world." Clearly, 20 years later, this iconic sentence has become a reality.
Photography is a great democratic art, and each of these voices are different. You know, if people think of photography as snapshots or vacation or stuff you put online, but if you look at each of these photos, they are all saying something different, and it is less about what is in front of the camera but more about what the photographer is seeing.
6 photographers were invited to one of Manila's hottest contemporary galleries as it celebrated its 6th anniversary, each having had their own solo exhibition in this gallery as they continuously explore the boundaries of analog and digital photography.
I am glad to be part of Silver Lens Gallery. It is the only photo gallery here in the Philippines, and photo gallery meaning showing contemporary art. So very proud of that.
For this exhibition, the photographers became travelers as they put their cameras between their eyes and the landscape. Though this time around they did not document the place, but the space and the feel framed by their viewfinders. For Frankie Callahan, it was through a series of 4 photographs in which he found his spaces: a water village, an informal settlement, open bunkers with light streaming from open windows, and a green earth landscape. Mr. Callahan took 30-second exposures to let every available light in and capture the images.
Most of these pictures are taken while kind of driving around at night and just looking at mostly where people live or structures in the nighttime, and the different colors which come out at night.
Getting inspiration from different moments and journeys in his life, Steve Girona used his camera and tried to keep it as analog as possible and used a glass in front of it to create the kaleidoscopic effect.
I just hope viewers take whatever they take from. I want to leave it up to them to interpret the images. So I don't want to feed anything to them. Just let them interpret it for themselves.
Metaspaces are places which exist in one's mind. Racial Relia combines architectural images and black erasure where the skies or the interior should be, giving her photographs a surrealistic feel.
They are architectural renderings, the shapes of it, with a photograph that myself I've taken in the background. And the idea is that depending on the way we look at things, the perspective of things, that it changes very much just by the fact that you cut out shapes in them and making them black.
Pictures of random people walking through spaces. As Denise Walden is interested in quiet, the places she shoots in are busy with heavy foot traffic. They could be anywhere, and yet one might end up guessing where they could be actually found.
I was just curious to observe movement in a fixed space for a while. I happened to be on holiday in Spain, and I was waiting for my family. So I started to play with my camera and just watched what would transpire and what would manifest sort of in a very free and easy way.
Constantly playing with images, processes, and materials, Neil Oshima, a well-known photographer with books on Philippine textiles and traditional clothing, has taken pictures of rivers in Bukidnon and Palawan, manipulated them via Photoshop until he got the result that he wanted.
The idea was that a river is never the same twice. I mean, it's the same river, but it's sort of almost a Zen idea where it always changes. And then I was also struck by James Joyce, who wrote this book, Finnegan's Wake. And the first words of the book are river run.
Wawi Navarroza returns to landscapes for this show, but the places in her photographs could be found everywhere and anywhere. Fuchsia bougainvilleas, white sheets over furniture just after a typhoon's wake.
The trick when viewing my photographs is just look at the title. So land untitled. So there's a little pun that goes on there, land entitling. Who owns the land? Who lives in the land? who sees the land. But all of these lands that you see are meant to be abstract conceptions, so you can't really pin down where it was taken.
Seasoned and brilliant, these photographers are willing to share their expertise to those who want to seriously take up photography.
Pick up a camera, have fun, enjoy it. Don't get too worried about the technical aspects. Focus on developing your eye and observing and watching what's around you.
Practice. If you want to get good, practice a lot.
If you're going to take it up seriously, you just have to do it.
Know what you want to say and know how you want to say it.
Keep shooting.
Six isn't a landscape show, but a display of the different concerns of each artist and their various interpretations of space within the confines of the frame, the space in which the viewer is invited to peer in and celebrate.